Do you know what's the best way to learn English? Well, I can have the answer to this question because I'm someone who has been thriving to achieve the answer of this question for very long. If you talk about my experience with learning this language, then I would say it has mostly been more than 2 years since I've been constantly practicing to learn this fluency in English. Well, having said that, there are a number of people after having achieved certain fluency in English, they still thrive to know how can you foster your fluency even better, right? Most of the people are trying to better their English before they speak, but those innocent and stupid people may not know this that until you practice and talk and represent yourself, you will never become a fluent speaker. In order to cook food, you have to go into the kitchen, chop vegetables, put it on the stove, turn on the flame, then the food is cooked, right? By imagining yourself to becoming the best from nothing is definitely viable. I'm not saying to be it's like it's insoluble. It's absolutely possible, but what it requires, you got to put in what it requires, you got to give it what it takes. Well, with that being said, let me expose to you some of the best ways to improve your English. I'm not gonna take it very long. I'm just gonna share two things. There can be a number of things. Let me tell you guys, there is no fixed guideline to learn a language. Well, there might be some people who may tell you, listen, write, read, and speak. These are the four pillars of English that are commonly practiced by almost all the English learners. And why not? Why just English learners? These four techniques, LSWR, that stands for listening, writing, reading, and speaking, can be used by everybody, whomsoever is learning a new language. Because this is the best way to adapt a language, right? But what I'm trying to say is learning a language is quite different from being able to speak fluently during your initial stage of learning. How can you make it better? How can you instantly learn English? How can you immediately improve your language, improve your spoken English? So here are two things, just make sure. I have started this YouTube channel not only with the purpose of you know like running this channel in hopes of gaining fame and all that stuff, but also I want to improve my language. Do you ever wonder ki why do I always come up with English language? Why do I not make my content in Hindi? Do I not know English or what? Do I not know Hindi or what? Or am I very much obsessed with English? Well, to some extent, that's true. I'm quite obsessed. But here's another thing, that I come up with English content in English language is because that helps me enhance my spoken English. That helps me speak English in front of the camera. So here's my first point. In order to learn English, in order to become better at spoken English, pick up your phone or maybe your laptop, sit in front of camera just like me as I'm sitting right now. I'm talking to a device. But what's the difference? I'm talking to a device with a camera in which I can see my reflection on it. You always need a person to talk to. But do you really think in this generation people are sitting with idle time to give you? Do you think there are people who could just sit by you and talk to you in English? Maybe there are, some of you might be fortunate, but some people are still struggling to find that one person who could just do a favor to them to listen to what they're saying. But why to waste time? Well, that time comes, we'll adopt it, but until that time comes, you have to make time for yourself. You have to make that opportunity. Pick up your phone, take any random topic and talk to your camera. Talk about it. You can also run a YouTube channel. That's quite easy. I did it. Not a, it was not at all challenging. I barely spent about 1 hour editing the video and filming the video, and that's it. Out of 24 hours, I do this activity once in a day, and that is very much sufficient for me to improve my language. So I encourage you people to do the same. You can simply take up any random topic, talk to your camera. There's no need to go and find out for a person. Stop hunting for a human being to talk to, dude. First of all, start to talk to yourself, right? This is going to dramatically change your perspective to learning a language. You'll come to know that what it takes. Your confidence will grow from inside, and you will instantly see that change from nothing to something. How do you grow up? Well, let's come down to the second tip, and that is listen to news, right? This is the best thing that you could do. If you are struggling to talk about anything, just listen to a news. I am a huge fan of this woman by the name Palki Sharma Upadhyaya, who is a journalist, who is a very good anchor. She delivers news. She is very good. Like, she is like erudite. She's an erudite person in my perspective. She's brilliant at representing news, and she represents that in English language. She has a lot of episodes on Vion channel on YouTube, and she has also started her own YouTube channel by the name First Post. What I mean to say that just listen to some of the news. Maybe you can read a newspaper and then come to front of camera and try to represent that news in your own words. Say for example, AI has been very famous nowadays. We have also come to adopt this chat GPT gradually, and I think we have a lot more shifted to chat GPT from Google. So talk about this shift. How has it been happening? How did it take place and all that stuff? And apart from that, there have been many other changes that's taking place. Inflation, rising prices of tomatoes, onions. Now, sugar has also come into this game. Sugar price is also rising up day by day. I don't know when the prices will drop. It's being really long to see tomatoes at home. By the way, I'm just lying. My brother, day for yesterday, just bought half kgs of tomato, which are still in my freezer. Right, I've kept it very secretly, and I don't want to shout about it because neighbors will might come and ask for some tomatoes. And there are many other things like recently the success that India marked. We have marked an achievement in the world history by landing the Chandrayaan 3 on the south of moon. Isn't it an achievement? I'd been waiting for it for so long. On 14th of July 2023, the Chandrayaan 3 was launched from Sriharikota Space Center from India, and on 24th of August in the evening, near about 6 p.m., it landed on the surface of moon. It was such a historical moment, and I was witnessing all of that. See, I could even remember it very well. And as I had heard those commentaries and news channels, I can simply be able to impart that to all of you. Let us take another news, that is fever. Like some of my friends have been infected by viral flus. They have been infected by cough, they have been influenced by fever and all that stuff. During rainfall, nature is changing, right? Weather is changing dramatically, and all of these is consequences of climate change, I guess you could say. Of course, we are the one who's like bringing this disaster to our country. Anyway, I just wanted to give you an idea कि how can you actually practice English? How can you become fluent? And I'll come up with many other tips and tricks to become fluent. Even I'm also in the journey, and I request you guys to join me in this journey. Let's become fluent together. Thank you so much.